Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Latest Thread Creatives. Today, we are going to be looking at a picture of some glass, Chihuly glass, and we will be showing you our designs that we made up from looking at this same picture. Hopefully, you'll join with us and make your own design or enjoy the ones that we have done. So let's get started.
Let me share the screen.
Here's our picture. This is the photo that we all looked at, and we all came up with designs based on this picture. So first off, we have Ava's picture.
I don't think it's Ava. Nope, it's not Ava.
So this is
mine. I think
Cody's design.
No, it is. Yeah, I thought this was kind of a tough one, actually. I mean, so I felt like I knew it was going to go up, so I had to draw something like, looked kind of like a mountain, but I just needed to make sure it went up. And that's what I marked to go off of.
Oh, cool.
That's very cool.
I just stitched what I marked and then just kept going back and echoing it and adding things as I echoed. I probably echoed like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
It's really cool.
It is. Really captures the same image as the picture.
Yeah.
Could have stopped a little sooner, but you know how
But no, it kind of matches the chaos of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It does. I love it.
Not that yours is chaotic, but you know how everything's just...
It is, though, a little bit. For me, it surely is.
Well, it's also interesting, when I looked at your drawing first, I saw curly hearts, and I'm thinking, what? That's Jody's curly hearts? But then
no hearts.
It looked like it in the drawing, but then looking at the stitched image, and it's you can see where you started with your drawing, but it certainly has totally changed.
Mm-hmm. Is that sheen fabric?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it was orange.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, next one. Does everybody recognize this, Jeannie? This is you.
This is mine. I did a lot of drawings here, but then in actuality, I just was looking at the curlicues and just did a lot of various drawing. But then the actual stitched out picture was on an orphan block that I just had in my stash. And I pulled all of those little curlicues out into the points of that star just to give it that kind of curlicue, and pulling that out there kind of randomly. And also so you could see what it would look like if you are basing a design on this picture. How would you interpret that into a block? So that's why I did it that way.
I love the loopies and the little block border. Like, it creates movement, and then it looks like you used almost 2 different color threads, or is it just the shadows of it?
It's just the shadows of it.
It almost looks like the one is truly an echo, like a shadowing echo.
Yeah, but it also gives it a ribbony effect in the border. So
I like the center because it's like because they go out like that, it perfectly fits. It works with that star, draws your eye out there.
You got the spirals and the little ribbon curls.
Very cool. Okay, who's next? I'm next. Okay, I went super simple with it, with just the little swirlies, and then I call them like beehives. That's what they look like to me. This thing right here.
Yeah.
Which
It's a spiral tree.
It's a beehive. Yeah. And look, Ava, there's the banana spider right there. And then I just did them in rows as a stitch out, kind of like because it was just only small, but it was like you could do it as an all over if you wanted to, if you went sideways.
You could really, that's great, because you could do that as an all over and make it even kind of nest even more by pulling those beehives out into the next rows.
Yeah,
It looks, I like that. That's great.
yeah, I had fun with that one.
Yeah, it certainly has a lot of movement to it. So I
Farther
can,
apart, even like piano keys.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. All right, who's
Yeah,
next?
I like it.
Oh, sorry. Ava.
I'm looking. What was I thinking? Well, that was a tough one, as Jody mentioned earlier, because, the idea was to create that movement in my mind. I found it interesting when two of you tried to recreate that mountain, the pile of all that. I did not see that. All I saw was the chaotic mess of those tendrils. And so I tried to recreate that.
I like how they're open, the bigger ones,
Mhm.
because it really makes them, you see those more. And of course, the rest is tight.
That looks
No,
cool.
and
Yes.
that is what ended up happening. I wasn't super happy with it. Sometimes it's hard. You see something in your head, and then to, duplicate that. But the idea was still because in the original image, you see some of those tendrils that are larger. And so that effect was still achieved for that sample.
And anytime there's big puffies with that real dense background, I just want to like push it like bubble wrap.
Yes.
Like I want to touch the quilt.
Yeah, I like the difference in the density. It looks great.
All right.
Yes, I really like it.
Thanks.
Those little ones would take
Oh.
some time.
Oh yeah, that
Sure.
Phil. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes. That's going to take some time.
I'd have
How
a
big
whole
was
bunch
your
of
space, Ava?
It's just a 10-inch square.
Oh yeah, that is a lot of tight quilting. That looks cool.
if I were doing that, like you'd start out with a few, and by the end there'd be everywhere because I'd be tired of filling. All right, and there's Paula's.
There's mine.
Mhm.
I also did not see the little mound. I just saw all the curly cues, and I thought I could do a feather with that.
All right,
Cool.
there we go.
So
Very
that's what I
nice.
chalked, and then that's what I quilted, the little ribbons and curly cues and
Very cool. Yeah,
Very
I love
cool.
anything that just loops around like a spring. I just love how that looks when it's quilted.
Yeah, and the little ribbons too,
I
because
like the
that's
little
like
ribbons.
a different thing than the curlies,
Yeah.
Even though they're still
Mhm.
curly, they're like going out
That's a
more.
great interpretation, I think, of
Yeah.
that original picture. Because you still have the chaos, but even though it's more organized than in the original picture, but it's still a great replication of it, I think.
Yeah.
it was
Right.
fun.
And I could see this in a border. Really, that would just really be a fabulous border.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Right. Well, that was all of our designs, and we would really encourage you out there to come up with your own designs and let us see them. Send it to us so we can see what your designs are looking like too. We hope you've got some inspiration from this episode of The Latest Thread and that you'll join us the next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.